happy melting town, and nobody's willing for to let the spirit down. We don't need fancy beaches from the Spanish Ocean side. We've got the independent heat upon the Dublin tide, with 40 pretty dancers spinning round the wooden vat, and every rowdy brother throwing up his summer hat. 1, 2, 3, the sun is free, the hottest festival in the company. Pour it cold, shout it high, underneath the blazing of the midsummer sky. Raise them up, hold the stride, the independent rascals on the sunny summer ride. The clock is hitting 10 o'clock, but daylight's staying bright, giving 20 hours to the independent night. No bureaucratic shadow and no uniform control can put a frozen boundary upon this rolling soul. So lift your cup of tankards up and swallow down the gold, the truest damn collection that will never grow old. Unbroken and untamed boys, we're the masters of the heat. The happiest rebellion on the emerald concrete. Hey! 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 Ho! Ho! Watch the summer lightning grow! Give us more ice, save us! Hey! Right! Give us more ice, save us! Shout it high, grow, underneath the blazing of the midsummer sky. Raise the mug, hold the stride, the independent rascals on the sunny summer round. Pour it cold, shout it high, underneath the blazing of the midsummer sky. Raise the mug, hold the stride, the independent rascals on the sunny summer ride. Summer bites in the night, feeling light. Ginger rebel sitting on the wood, watching all the rascals from the local neighborhood. He doesn't pay for cider and he doesn't pay for lease, but he's the only officer who keeps the tavern peace. Oh, Barnaby is sleeping where the velvet liquid flows, with the little drop of creamy foam upon his whiskers nose. And if you want your jacket that he's taken for a bed, you'd better go and buy a pint of ginger ale instead. Came inside the bar to check the heavy book, and gave the ginger captain a very nasty look. He tried to shift the ledger where the fairy tale was laid, the biggest damn mistake that the inspector ever made. For Barnaby just opened up his green rebellious eye, and gave a scratch so heavy that it made the papers fly. The agent ran away in fear and tripping on the mat, while 20 brothers raised a glass to our independent cat. 1, 2, 3, the cat is free, the highest ruler in the company. Rule the board, watch the clock. He is the only king who doesn't care about the law. Raise the mug, hold the stride, the furry little master of the midnight ride. So let the system gamble and let modern cities slide. We've got the safest anchor on the Dublin ocean side. He listens to the fiddle and he listens to the yarn, the coolest ginger general that came from Clover Barn. Unbroken and untamed boys, he owns the heavy floor, the happiest collection that the kitchen never saw. for the cat.
Traces of the rain. The long midnight is over and the boats are full of dust, but inside every rascal there is independent trust. Old Paddy of the oven shifting up the heat with 20 silver bacon trays of heavy pepper meat. The smell of burning timber and the cider in the air has turned a sleepy morning into central Dublin fair. Maloney grabbed a broomstick and he started for the spin to catch the morning music that was moving from within. The big fat copper kettle began to boil and scream, mixing with the liquid and the early velvet cream. We don't need fancy blankets and we don't need pillows deep, for when the fiddle's shouting there is no demand for sleep. So pass the heavy gravy and fill the wooden plate. We're starting up the breakfast at the ancient Clover Gate. 1, 2, 3, the bread is free. The loudest breakfast in the company. 1, 2, 3, the bread is free. The loudest breakfast in the company. And saw the crazy brothers dancing on the kitchen floor. He dropped his heavy leather bag and took a piece of pie with the fiery spark of Ireland a shining in his eye. For life is not the resting and it's not the slowing down, it's keeping up the pattern in the middle of the town. Unbroken and untamed boys beneath the early blue, the truest collection that the valley ever knew. Hey, hey, ho, watch the morning rhythm grow. Pass the kettle round. Boil the walked inside the tavern door with a heavy book of taxes and his boots upon the floor. He looked at Seamus with a scowl and pulled his papers out. You haven't paid the licensing for every single stout. I'm here to count the barrels and I'm here to stop the sound and clear the rowdy rebels from the centre of the town. But Connor only chuckled and he signalled to the spark as Paddy pulled his wooden bow to chase away the dark. Hey! The fiddle started singing with a wild, untamed delight, a melody so crazy that it shook the winter night. The taxman tried to write a fine, but then his finger shook, and the rhythm of the music went and captured all his book. His left foot started jumping, and his right foot hit the oak, as the dignity of London town went up in tavern smoke. We snatched his fancy captain's hat and put it on the peg, and left the Grand Inspector doing dances on his leg. 1, 2, 3, watch him flee! The truest dance in the company! Chair with his collar flying open and his hands inside the air. He signed a full exemption on a greasy napkin paper and swore that our survival was a very noble caper. For you can bring the ledgers and you can bring the pen, but you cannot put a boundary on independent men. The fiddle won the battle and the crown was completely down, the happiest collection in the centre of the town. Hey, hey, oh! Watch the taxman! Whiskey flow! Kick the ceiling, boys! We'll strike up a measure so fierce and so loud to wake every shadow and clear every cloud. The banjo will ring like a weapon tonight for the boys who are waiting out there for the light. One nation of rebels, unbroken and clean, singing our love for the fields of the green. Aye! Strike the chord, hey! Face the Lord, hey! Stronger than the English sword. Play it out loud! Oh, the strings will only vibrate for the land of the free. No matter how far you have driven me o'er the sea. You can buy all the titles, the law and the crown, but you'll never quite purchase the heart of the town. Unbought line, hey! Pure design, the loudest in the mine. In the mildest clean. The young lads were laughing at the corner oak table, saying, throw out this timber as soon as you're able. It is scratched and it's broken, it's covered in grime. It has seen its best days in some ancient old time. But old Connor rose up with a fire in his stare, and he looked at the youngsters who gathered out there. Touch the wood with your fingers and quiet your tongue, for this table has stood since our nation was young. See this deep jagged cut near the edge of the space that was carved when the soldiers came into the place. And this ring from a tankard all faded and dark, it's the night that we gathered to kindle the spark. We have wept on this timber for boys o'er the sea, and we slammed down our fists when we swore to be free. It's the map of our sorrow, the book of our pride, the unwritten story we carry inside. Every mark in the dark, every single living spark. Read the scar, count the years, through the laughter and the tears. Raise the cup, hold the stride, we are keeping it alive. Hey! So let empires crumble and castles go down, and the fancy folk vanish from out of the town. Inside this old tavern, the history stays in the wood that was seasoned in earlier days. When you sit at this table, you don't sit alone. You are part of the fiber, the seed and the stone, with the brothers around you, unbroken and clean, singing our love for the fields of the green. Hey, hey, ho, ho! Watch the ancient story grow. local working men. He placed 2 lazy constables right outside the door to check the holy closing times and clear the tavern floor. The clock was striking 10 and the lights were turned to low. The lawmen on the pavement thought it time for us to go, but they didn't know the secret that the grandfathers had made long before the fancy gentry turned the ruling to a trade. Aye! Deep underneath the corner where the empty barrels sat, there was a hidden trapdoor that was bigger than a hat. It opened to a tunnel that was cut into the stone, leading to the blacksmith's forge, a highway of our own. While constables were freezing in the cold and rainy wind, we were rolling in the puddles where the clover never sinned. We jumped into the cellar through the giant hole of wood and started out a dancing where the rascals always stood. 1, 2, 3, underneath the sea, the craftiest bunch in the company. Roll the cast, open wide, we are running from the low inside. Drink it down, shout it clear, there is nothing but brothers here. Hey! By 2 o'clock the lawmen were knocking on the wall. Why is the house shaking if there's no one here at all? But Seamus only chuckled as he filled another cup. It's just the winter spirits that are waking people up. They can lock up all the gates and they can double up the chain, but the wit of Irish brothers will out-trick them in the rain. We've got the music ringing and the fire burning bright, the underground collection of the heroes of the night. Hey, hey, ho, ho, watch the tunnel! Whiskey flow, shake the foundation. Shake the foundation. Hey, hey, hey. Roll. Hey. Roll the cash, open wide, we are running from the low inside. Drink it down, shout it clear, there is nothing but brothers here. Down below, watch it go, the loudest that you know. Hey. 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 That's the rest of you. The clock was ticking down to midnight in the city screen, the wildest party that the central Dublin's ever seen. Maloney checked his watch and gave a sudden heavy shout. The last electric dart is leaving, lads, so drink it out. We've got 5 minutes flat to reach the station, Tara Street, or we will spend a summer night with freezing in our feet. We slam the glasses on the wood and bolted for the door, or running down the cobblestones like never done before. The guard was blowing on his whistle, closing up the gate, and shouting to the rascals that they're officially too late. But Paddy jumped across the barrier and held the heavy train, with 20 rolling barrels of the music in his brain. We scrambled in the carriage with the fiddle in the air, and turned a quiet public ride into a tavern square. The passengers began to clap, the driver hit the horn, the loudest midnight traveling that's ever been aboard. 1, 2, 3, the tracks are free, the fastest rocket in the company. Catch the train, ride the ring, we are running on the sailing scale. Shout it high, hold the stride, the midnight rocket to the ocean side. The train was rocking left and right along the coast of blue, with 50 voices singing every single chord we knew. The fancy folk in London town can keep their limousine. We've got the fastest carriage in the valleys of the green. For life is not the station where you sit and wait for luck. It's jumping on the moving train when lightning has a struck, with all the brothers round you and the velvet
bellows were in flight when Billy gave a challenge in the middle of the night. The music is too pretty and the players are too clean. Let's mix up all the talents that the tavern's ever seen. So Colin took the penny whistle in his giant hand, the biggest blacksmith's hammer in all of Emerald Land. And Paddy grabbed the old squee box and strapped it to his chest, and swore that he would play the tune and outperform the rest. Hey! Young Connor sat behind the drums and hit the heavy skin with a rhythm like a cannonball, making people spin. The fiddle went to Seamus, who had never touched a fret, the loudest piece of thunder that the valley's noticed yet. At first it was a murder voice screeching at the wall, but then the magic happened in the center of the hall. The boots began to thump, the leather hit the floor, turning all the chaos into 20 barrels more. 1, 2, 3, minds are free, the craziest sound in the company. Bang the drum, squeeze the box, we are running faster than the local fox. Shout it out, loud and clear, there is nothing but brothers here. Hey! Hey! By 4 o'clock the mayor was looking through the pane, wondering what monster was howling in the rain. For Colin found a melody inside the silver tin that woke the ancient spirits up and made the table spin. No matter who was playing, boys, and no matter what the chord, the Brotherhood of Erin's land will match the piper's board. We're starting up a riot with a broken-hearted string, the happiest collection that the winter could bring. Hey, hey, ho, ho, watch the crazy rhythm grow. Everybody play. Everybody play. Hey. Hey. Bang the drum, squeeze the box, we are running faster than the local fox. Shout it out, loud and clear, there is nothing but brothers here. Hey! Play it wrong, hey! Sing the song, hey! Standing strong, strong. Hey! Hey! I've been standing in the rain of a foreign-colored town where the winters are a-biting and the buildings make you frown. I've been working at the timber and I've loaded up the steel with a heavy-hearted sorrow that no money ever healed. And I wondered if the lanes and the valleys of the green had forgotten all the footsteps of the boy they hadn't seen. But I pushed the heavy door of the tavern in the night, and I stood inside the shadow of the old familiar light. Old Seamus dropped his towel and he looked into my face, and a wave of silver silence settled heavy on the place. Then he shouted out my name and Maloney left his chair, and 100 heavy tankards went a-flying in the air. They locked their arms around me and they pulled me to the bench with a loyalty so solid that no ocean ever quenched. We have kept your corner warm, we have waited for the day, so welcome back, young brother, you are never going away. The greatest celebration of the family pride. Drink it in, you are home, never more alone across the salty foam. Raise the cup, shout it out, you are back among the tavern crowd. The oceans roll and let the heavy tempest blow. We have got a fire inside us that the tyrants never know, for the fibre of the land is
isn't written in the stone, it is living in the brother, so you never stand alone. I can taste the peat smoke burning and the whiskey in the cup, and the beauty of the story that is waking people up. We are bound together tightly by the custom and the trust, the only family left alive that's rising from the dust. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Watch the brotherly spirit grow. Sing it out loud. Hey. Hey. Sing it out loud. Drink it in, you are home, never more alone across the salty foam. Raise the cup, shout it out, you are back among the tavern crowd. Welcome back in the track. Never lack. There's a giant block of timber in the center of the hall that has stood inside the shadows through the rising of the wall. It is older than the taxman, it is older than the crown, the toughest piece of history inside of Dublin town. And if you look at closely where the velvet liquid poured, you'll see the secret markings of the independent board. Every brother with a pocket knife has left a little line to bind his ancient loyalty with clover and with wine. There is Connor from the valley, there is Paddy from the dock, and the date we won the match against the London City clock. There are letters for the fallen who are sleeping in the green, the proudest damn collection that the country's ever seen. So when the world goes crazy and the tempests start to roar, and the uniform offenders come on knocking at the door, old Seamus hits the timber with a heavy silver cup and tells the rowdy rascals that it's time to waken up. 1, 2, 3. The wood is free, the hardest anchor in the company. Cardio, hold it straight. We are keeping the edges from road. Raise them up, shout it out. We are the kings of tavern crowd. They can burn the heavy papers and destroy the local lease, but they'll never put a boundary upon this regular peace. For the history of Ireland isn't written in the stone, it is carved inside the tables where you never stand alone. So lift your heavy Guinness up and pass the steel around, and put your independent name right deep into the ground. Unbroken and untamed boys, we're the masters of the night, the luckiest collection under the emerald light. Ho, 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 ho. Watch the ancient timber dwelling. Sing it out loud. Cardio, hold the stride. We are keeping the ancestral pride. Raise them on, shout it out. We are the kings of tavern crowd. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Watch the ancient timber grow. Sing it out loud. Cardio, We are keeping the ancestral parade. Raise them up, shout it out, shout it out. We are the kings of tavern crew. Carving deep, never sleep, brothers. Drink. When the winter is biting and options are low, and there isn't a place left for you to go, when the world has gone cold and your pockets are bare, and the weight of the worry is too much to bear, don't you walk through the shadows and hide in your dread, with a dark stormy cloud hanging over your head. Just push open the oak door and clear out your sight to the corner where all of your brothers sit tight. Hey! Give you a seat to get you away from the rain and the sleet, and Connor will look with a smile in his eyes, with no need for explanations or any disguise. If there's only 1 shilling left under the crown, and the taps are closing all over the town, we will buy 1 last measure and pass it along, and steady our hearts in the stride of the song. Side by side, hold the stride, the truest alignment of family pride. Share the cup, hold the line, everything is going fine. Arm in arm, shout it clear, there is nothing but brothers here. We've got your back. We got your back. For the wealth of a man isn't found in the gold or the fancy stone houses that tyrants have sold. It is found in the leather of 1 wooden bench, with a friendship so solid no winter can quench. So let fortunes go down and the markets go dry, we will look at the trouble and spit in its eye, as long as this tavern has shelter and light, where the richest damn rascals alive in the night. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Watch the brotherly spirit grow. All together now. Hey.
was a freezing and the rain was looking grim, when 20,000 rascals packed the carriage to the brim. We had no reservations and we had no luxury, just a mountain of the bottles and a wild and crazy glee. The stoker threw the coal in and the engine gave a moan as we left at a station for a kingdom of our own. Old Paddy grabbed his banjo from the rack above his head and woke up every traveler who wished to be in bed. The ticket man came walking with a heavy iron frown. You cannot make a riot as we traveled through the town, but Carnegie
to stop our dancing feet. Galway, Galway bound, screaming sound, the loudest shall be found. And the night was young with a burning thirst on every tongue. We cleared the tables and we cleared the floor and told the barman for to lock the door. Old Tommy drank a gallon and Paddy drank two, and we didn't give a damn what the world would do. The foam was flying like the winter snow with a brilliant, beautiful emerald glow. But then the taps went dry and the music stopped as the very last droplet of the clover dropped. The barman shook his head with a worried face. There's not a single measure left in all the place. But young Johnny laughed and he made a bound and pulled a secret bottle from beneath the ground. Then Connor brought a keg from his own backyard, and the fiddle started hitting 10 times as hard. We didn't need the market, we didn't need the store. We had an ocean of the spirit right inside the door. With every single brother throwing up his hat, I've never seen a party go as wild as that. Pass the jar, light the spark. We are the masters of the dark. Oh, the barrels are leaking and the boots are in a flight. We're the kings of the tavern and the heroes of the night. With a glass held high and an arm around a friend, this is the celebration that is never gonna end. Yeah. By 2 in the morning we were standing on the wall, the happiest collection of the rascals at all. No matter if you're rich or you're completely broke, we're all equal brothers in the tavern smoke. The mayor came knocking just to tell us to quiet, so we pulled him inside for to join the riot. He dropped his fancy coat and he grabbed a mug and started out a dancing on the old red rug. Drink it up, hey, never stop, hey, give me every single drop. Are in a flight. We're the kings of the tavern and the heroes of the night. With a glass held high and an arm around a friend, this is the celebration that is never gonna end. Hey! One more! One more! On the floor! The loudest in the car! The jackets are down, the golden rebellion has captured the town. The Liffey is shining beneath the big blue, and Dublin is looking completely brand new. The doors of the tavern are open and wide to let all the sun and the music inside. We've carried the barrels right out on the street to dance on the stone with the heat in our feet. Old Seamus is pouring the black like a stream, catching the light on the velvety cream. Maloney's sitting right on the pavement-bound oak, turning the heat wave into a grand joke. We don't need the beaches of Spain or Brazil, we've got the best party right on the hill. With the girls looking bright and the cider in flood, and 26 summers inside of our blood. 1, 2, 3! The weather is free, the happiest town in the history. Blowing cold hot cow, sounded high, underneath the Dublin Summer Sky. Ole, 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 hold the stride, dug up the gold, the truest collection that never grows old.
We're bound for a riot that's happy and clean, the kings of the summer and valleys of grain. Hey, hey, ho, ho, watch the summer whiskey flow. Sign it loud, Paddy! Shout it high, shout it high, underneath the Dublin Summer Sky. Ole, 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 hold the stride, hold the stride. The arrow spirit is burning inside. Sun is bright in the night, in the night. Sun is bright, feel it. Oh, sun is bright, in the night, feeling right.
The winter can batter the old granite stone and leave a poor rebel to wander alone. But there is a law that the ancestors made before they were buried by time and the blade. You never look down and you never give up, as long as a brother is filling your cup. So freeze all your worries and cast them aside. We're raising a glass to the family pride. The first of the measures is poured for the soil, the land of our fathers, their tears and their toil. The second is poured for the boys far away, a work in the docks of a foreign-made bay. But the third one is ours, so let the foam fly. There's no use in weeping or asking them why. We're alive and we're breathing, we're steady and strong, the loudest survivors of story and song. To the light, to the night, every single wrong and right. Oh, the glasses are high and the spirits are higher. We're feeding the roots of an ancient old fire, with a laugh on the lip and a hand on the heart. There's no bloody winter can tear us apart. Sold! So look at the fellow who sits to your side and tell him his friendship is matter of pride. No king has a fortune to match what we've got inside this old tavern, no matter the lot. The taxman can grumble, the landlord can scowl. We'll answer their threats with a joyful old howl. We'll drink to the future, we'll drink to the past, and make every second as good as the last. Drink it clean, hey! Keep it green, hey! The finest bunch you've ever seen. and grumbled at the light. A lady with an instrument will never win a fight. They wanted heavy shanties and they wanted heavy men, and swore they'd never listen to a local song again. But Kate, she had the copper hair and lightning in her glance. She didn't ask for favor and she didn't ask for chance. She tightened up the leather head and lifted up the wood, and stood upon the counter where the whiskey bottle stood. Her fingers hit the silver frets like thunder from the sky, ascending down a melody that made the glasses fly. The speed of her delivery was faster than the deer, and turned the heaviest of scowls into a joyful cheer. The captain of the fishing boat, he dropped his wooden pipe and started for to leap around, although he wasn't ripe. The accordion joined in the race, the fiddle caught the spark, as Kate, she chased the winter chill right out into the dark. 1, 2, 3, watch her flee, the sharpest hands in the company. Strike the chord, break the law, the wildest girl you ever saw. Ring it out, loud and clear, there is nothing but brothers here. Hey! By 4 o'clock the whole saloon was shaking like a leaf, with every single working man forgetting all his grief. The taxman and the governor were knocking at the pane, but nobody was listening inside the crazy train. For she had woven all our hearts into a single line, as intoxicating as the oldest cherry wine. The Queen of Galway Harbour with the fire in her hand, the happiest collection in the whole of